Any of you people out there afraid of dogs? After watching this movie, you might be. I'm talking about Cujo today. Let's get into it. Roof roof. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be reviewing 1983's Cujo, based on the Stephen King novel. Directed by Louis Teague, starring Dee Wallace, horror movie veteran, and Danny Pantoro as Tad. Alright guys, this movie, back in the day, I would say this movie probably was scary as hell. Watching it today, I don't really find it as terrifying or as enjoyable as I did before. This movie focuses on a Saint Bernard, named obviously Cujo. Starts the movie off as a totally normal dog, chasing a rabbit around until he gets his head stuck in a bat cave. And the bats that were in there were infected with rabies, and they bite him on his nose, and that starts the downward spiral for Cujo. Also focuses on Donna, played by Dee Wallace. She is having an affair on her husband, who works in advertising, works in the city and whatnot. So when he goes away, she has an affair on him. Obviously, she feels freaking guilty as hell and tries to cut it off, but the guy's so abusive that it just never seems to stop. They have a son, Tad. Kind of a whiny little kid for the most part. Their car up to get some repairs from the family mechanic Joe, and his dog was Cujo. So whenever they meet Cujo, he's actually still a nice dog. They're petting him because the rabies didn't take into effect yet. It's like a slow burn process. He starts getting sluggish and face starts to droop, you know what I mean? You could tell something's not right with this dog, but it has not taken full transformation yet of a full rabbit animal. Joe's family is going on to town, so it just leaves Joe back at the house, the mechanic. His son Brett, that's the only person that Cujo didn't attack. I don't know if it was because he wasn't fully transformed yet or not, but Brett knew something was wrong with Cujo. But Cujo just let Brett walk away. So he must have either had the feelings for Brett or he wasn't fully transformed into a rabid dog yet. But it was coming. Cujo finally goes full on mad. He's foaming at the mouth. He's freaking angry and vicious. He rips apart the neighbor. He freaking chases him in the house, jumps on him, and freaking starts chewing on his neck. Freaking blood everywhere. Joe comes in, finds the neighbor dead, knows something's going on. Cujo takes his owner out as well. He is full rabbit at this point, vicious, doesn't give a shit about nothing. He's just a killing machine dog now, Saint Bernard. He's freaking huge. Donna was having some more car problems with her car, which in this movie is a Ford Pinto, piece of shit. So her and Tad take the car back up to the mechanic Joe to get fixed. What they don't know is that Cujo has killed these people so far, and he's there and ready to kill them as well. So for the remainder of this movie, the focus is on this Ford Pinto being in isolation and being able to do nothing about it. Because every time Donna gets out of the car, Cujo's right there. Even if he's hiding somewhere, as soon as she gets close to somewhere, he pops out. She got to run back. I mean, she's a strong lady, to be honest. She fought Cujo off, which the other two big dudes couldn't do. So I'll give Dee Wallace's character mad props for that. I did like her performance in this movie. She was the best character in this whole movie. She made the movie. It seemed like she was really stuck in her own car with her son, and this big ass dog was trying to kill her and her son. It seemed real. It seemed lifelike. She gave it 100%, which Dee Wallace usually always does. being a horror veteran, we love her, and it was an awesome performance by her. Like I said, Cujo just continually stalks the car. He's walking on the windshield, walking on the roof. He's freaking ramming the windows. He breaks a window, but it doesn't break the whole way, even though it looks super obvious that he could tap on it and it would collapse, but it never happened. The funny thing is, the mailman was about to deliver a part to the mechanic's house, but they're like, no, it's hold. He'll pick him up at the station, so he had to put it back. You thought that was going to be a way for Donna to be able to get out of there finally, but no. Just gave it a little bit of a tease, and then the mailman's like, oh, okay, thank you, and nobody ever goes back to check on him. So Tad, they're stuck in this smoldering car. They can only have the windows cracked a tiny bit, if at all, because Cujo will get in. Tad is freaking laying there lifeless. He's sweaty, shallow breathing. You think this kid's gonna die from heat exhaustion and dehydration. Dee Wallace is trying to keep it together. Even her son Tad, when he's crying and whining for his daddy, she can't take it. She snaps and starts yelling at him. I mean, it would get to you after a while, being stuck in isolation, being able to do nothing about it. The emotions that Dee Wallace puts into this role, they feel genuine. They feel real. And that's what adds to this movie. If she didn't have her performance, this movie would have felt totally flat. But she helps it stay right in the middle throughout because of her acting alone. Finally, a cop comes up to investigate, looking around. You guessed it, Cujo kills the cop as well. Once again, leaving Donna and Tad there alone to fend for themselves. So Donna realizes that she has to take a stand, or her son is gonna die in that car, and she's probably gonna die as well. So she finds a baseball bat, defending herself against Cujo. The baseball bat breaks in half. She falls down. Cujo's charging her, jumps, holds the bat with the spike. Oh, right through the middle of Cujo. Dee Wallace is the hero. Think they kill Cujo. She gets Tad out of there, goes in the house, tries to resuscitate him, bring him back to life. And who comes back through? Cujo. There ain't no holding this dog down. He's a beast. Cujo comes back in the house, gonna start charging him. She got a gun in there. Boom! Blast Cujo. He ain't getting up no more. I don't know if they'd be able to make this movie now. PETA would probably be freaking shutting it down. Abusive animals. Abuse of dogs. Which is silly, but that's the world we live in now. So finally, Donna was able to save the day. Killed Cujo. Her husband shows back up. Unlike in other movies, the heroine usually drops the gun, you know what I mean? They drop the weapon in every single one, like Halloween's and all that. They drop the weapon. Donna held on to that gun, just in case. I noticed that. That's something a smart person does. You're not gonna just throw it down because you think they're dead. You hold on to it until you know for a fact they're dead. And then the ending is happy. They all lived. They've defeated Cujo, and obviously Donna better go get tested for rabies, or she's gonna die too. So, moral of this story: you get rabies, go to the hospital and get checked out. Overall, this movie was okay. I don't remember liking it as much as I used to. Honestly, at a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably give it a 2. I wouldn't really give it any higher than that. The only reason I gave it a 2, Dee Wallace's performance is amazing, and the dog was vicious. That's pretty much the only reason this movie got a 2 for me. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Cujo. Let me know if you're a huge fan of this movie. If it's just a rabid dog movie. I want to know what your thoughts are. So leave them in the comments below. Definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and keep sitting back and looking at this do the mediocre content with this all around him every single time. I appreciate all you guys. Here's another, and this has been another review for the 31 Days of Myers. Yes, I know it doesn't involve Michael Myers, but that's just what I call my horror month, that's all. Most of my video content will be about Halloween and Michael Myers, but there'll be a few that are not. So definitely stick around and keep watching. We got a long way to go this month, so watch out for the dogs, and have a scary day.